जिस दिन सच में मेरे सामने भूत आया ना, तो माँ कसम चूड़ियाँ पहन लूंगा, चूड़ियाँ. For those viewers who are not familiar with Hindi language, the day a ghost appears in front of me, for real, I swear on my mother, I'll wear bangles. So this is one of the very, very popular dialogues of Akshay Kumar in Lakshmi. Ever since I uploaded my last YouTube video shoot yesterday, my WhatsApp has not stopped ringing. And most of those messages are related to questions, interrogations, curiosities, inquisitiveness regarding uh, A about third gender, B about transgender, and C about transphobia. Many of the students want to know about the theory of transphobia. Some of them are wanting to know about how this movie uh, uh, is becoming a site of transphobia. And there are wonderful students who are also curious about knowing the uh, deconstruction about a very popular song that is doing the rounds uh, these days, uh, mm, uh, regarding Burj Khalifa, and I would be touching down all these points in this YouTube shoot. But let's start with a couple of more dialogues. मैं इस एरिया की क्वीन हूँ, queen who live life queen size. Again, for the viewers of my YouTube channel who are not comfortable with English or probably Hindi language, I am the queen of this area, live life queen size. Now now the whole concept of a character saying the day I would be able to see ghost in front of my eyes, right in front of my eyes, I would wear bangles in both of my hands. I would start wearing churiya pehen lunga mein churiya. So that means I would start wearing bangles in both of my hands if I happen to come across ghosts right in front of my own eyes, right? So the thing is that that there are two disturbing things about this dialogue. One is that uh, who is a ghost, and number two is that why do you have to wear bangles in your own hands if you actually end up coming across ghost in front of your eyes. So let me hypothetically assume that there is ghost or there are ghosts around, and I happen to see a ghost, or you happen to see a ghost, or anybody happens to see a ghost right in front of their eyes. So why do you have to wear bangles in your hands if you see ghosts in front of you? So the interesting thing that seeing ghost is an improbable option, and because it is such an improbable action, that if this improbability happens, then obviously I would transfer an analogy to another improbability action, which is a man performing femininity. So the thing is that, like, there is no ghost, so I cannot ghost. So the chance of me coming across a ghost is not there. So ghost does not exist. So obviously I cannot see ghost. Similarly, a man cannot perform oman because it doesn't happen. So see the analogy. So if the ghost comes, then a man can be oman. Because in essence, there is no ghost and a man would never become oman. So this is how this relation becomes a site of transphobia. Because the fact that we believe that actually there are no ghosts. So is there any chance of we seeing a ghost? No. So obviously, is there any chance of a man performing oman? No. So that no would correspond to this no. So that's why Akshay Kumar is saying, जिस दिन मैं ghost देखूंगी or देखूंगा, I would start wearing bangles. The day I would come across ghost, I would start wearing chudiyas or bangles in my hands. Because I cannot see ghost. Ghosts are not there. So I would not wear bangles because man is not supposed to wear bangles. Now, why is a man not supposed to wear bangles? Because a man is a man. The other day I was seeing a very popular video that was doing the rounds in WhatsApp, and the saying that the video was popularly circulated as Tumpa. So, and the boy was saying that I would quit gutka, I would quit khoini, and I would not commit suicide, I would not fight, I would not drink, I will not do drugs because I am in to-do love. So the thing is that I am in to-do love is because I would not do all these things. As if doing all these things, riding bikes, doing drugs, taking gutkas, or risking life, or almost committing suicides because I'm heartbroken, my girlfriend has left me, define masculinity. So unless you do all these things, you crash your bike in a pole, you're drunk, and you still drive, you eat gutka and pan and biri and cigarette, you do drugs, you are not a man. So similarly, a man cannot perform a woman. And when does a man perform a woman? Only when something as strange as watching a ghost appears. So man performing a woman or man becoming a woman is as much shocking, as much surprising, as much strange as seeing a ghost in front of your own eyes. So like we don't see ghost in front of our own eyes, so we don't perform femininity if I am a male, if I am a true blue male, if I am a purush in Bengali. So if I see a ghost, which is not going to happen, I would play Oman, which is also not going to happen. So becoming a Oman as a man is as strange as seeing a ghost in front of your own eyes. So look how performance of femininity on the part of a male sex body is as strange as seeing a ghost, is as strange as finding a ghost. So that's why very homophobically, in a very transphobic, patriarchal, homophobic discourse, Akshay Kumar's character says, the day I would see a ghost in front of my own eyes, I would start wearing bangles right in my own hands. So उस दिन मैं चूड़ियां पहन लूंगा, चूड़ियां. This is absolutely disgustingly homophobic, shockingly, pathetically patriarchal, and almost a kind of a shameless celebration of transphobia by Bollywood popular culture. And this is something that Bollywood has been doing. And Bollywood, what does Bollywood do? Even Kapil Sharma does in his in his popular comic shows. Even me does in his shows, that they sort of bring a male sex body and give that male sex body feminine performance, give them female wears and outfits, and whenever a man goes into a female outfit, we find it funny. And as I have already explained in my previous video, that whenever a female sex body like Rani Mukherjee wears the male outfit of a police officer, we don't find it funny. So very this funniness does not happen when a female goes male, because she is going up. And this funniness, this comedy happens when a man wears Chhudiyan or a man performs femininity, because he is going down, he is demoting himself, whereas Mardani was promoting herself. So this gender hierarchy is patriarchal, homophobic, and absolutely pathetically transphobic. And that's why I'm answering those students who are wanting to know about the last video, that is this movie Lakshmi a site of transphobia? Yes, it is a very pathetic, very uninformed, very shocking patriarchal site of transphobia. Now, a couple of things that also need to be discussed, deserve to be addressed along with this video shoot, is about third gender, and also about a very popular item song that is doing the rounds, and famously I think it is circulated in YouTube or in Amazon Music, Prime Music, called Burj Khalifa. Now let me first handle the third gender thing. I have been reading some reviews on Lakshmi that this movie is trying to explore and deconstruct third gender. Absolutely. I feel very bad for those journalists. I feel very sad for those scholars. I feel very, very what should I say? I feel sorry for those intellectuals who are finding exploration of transgender or third gender in Lakshmi. No, there is no exploration of third gender in this movie. There is nothing about the third gender, because I have objection. Firstly, I have objection with the third gender, because when we talk about that, I have already explained why this is a transphobic movie and why this is not an exploration about the recognition or acknowledgement of the third gender. No. But the very interesting thing that is that we often call, and everybody tends to call out this phrase called third gender. Now, the transgendered community is often bracketed, or should I say labeled, under the nomenclature or the categorization, the genre of third gender. Third gender. Now, why do we call this third gender? That means there is a first gender and there is a second gender. Now, what is the first gender? The men and the masculine, the first gender. So that is the top of the hierarchy. And then there is a second tier of the hierarchy, that is the female and feminine. And then the trans and the intersectional. That's the third gender. So when we are saying third gender, we are subconsciously acknowledging that there are first and second genders. Otherwise, how could there be a third gender in the first place if we do not accept already subconsciously that there are first and second genders? So when I say you are the third person, then obviously I mean that there is a first person, there is a second person. When I say you are a third girl in the batch, I said there is a first girl and there is a second girl. I said this is the third mobile I have bought. That means obviously I have bought first mobile and second mobile previously. So when we are talking about the third gender, we are subconsciously acknowledging two things. A, there is first gender and there is second gender, and B, there is a hierarchy between first, second, and third gender. So, unconsciously, the very terminology, the very word, the very nomenclature of third gender, the very word or the phrase of third gender is ironically patriarchal, if anything, more homophobic and transphobic than otherwise. And before I conclude this video shoot, let me uh, uh, wrap up this video shoot with a massy and popular song that is doing the rounds from the movie that I'm discussing, called Burj Khalifa. And if we hear the song carefully, then the song begins with a man telling the woman, hopefully the boyfriend is telling the girlfriend, that I will bring you, I'll get you, I'll buy you, I will gift you the Burj Khalifa of United Arab Emirates, Dubai. And when the song ends, or by the time the item song or that popular track number is coming to an end, then the girl, probably being played by K.R. Bunny, is saying that, okay, I am very happy. Please give me the Burj Khalifa. So I'll repeat. The boy is saying, Dila do tujhe Burj Khalifa, and the girl is saying, okay, Dila do mujhe Burj Khalifa. So the boyfriend is promising the girlfriend that I would give you Burj Khalifa. And the girlfriend is more than delighted, more than happy, is more than, she is over the moon because she is going to be given the Burj Khalifa. So this again is another celebration of patriarchal ideology. Why and how? Because man is always the giver. Patriarchy constructs man and masculine as a gender which is the giver. Man is the giver of sperm. Man is the giver of money. Man is the giver of love. Man is the giver of proposal. That's why always the boy proposes the girl. And man is the giver of Burj Khalifa here in this song. And what is the gendered identity of woman? The taker, the helpless, অসহায়, supplicant, objective, passive, taker, recipient of all the male gifts. That's why Akshay Kumar is saying, I would give you the Burj Khalifa. And the Kiara Advani is saying, I'm so happy because you would give me the Burj Khalifa. And every time a man performs the role of a giver, man becomes masculine. And every time a woman performs the role of a taker of Burj Khalifas, of sperms, of gifts, of monies, a woman performs feminine. So who is a woman? Anyone who is a passive taker of male gifts. And who is a man and masculine? Anyone who is a giver of money and Burj Khalifa and sperm and everything. So this is how this item song is also consolidating the patriarchal binaries of gender constructions, which is again transphobic, again homophobic, and absolutely again patriarchy sir, yes sir to patriarchy, even more celebrated popular Bollywood mass culture. So with this note, I believe that I have tried to answer all these queries that my previous video YouTube shoot had raised among students and scholars and friends and followers and my subscribers. So thank you. Stay home, stay safe, stay healthy, and do not consolidate gender. Never celebrate patriarchy. And please, 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 never use the term third gender, because all the genders are patriarchal, and we do not need, absolutely any need, to give them the ranking: first boy, second boy, third boy, the first gender, second gender, and third gender. Gender is already a bad enough patriarchal concept, let alone giving it a ranking of hierarchical patriarchal constructions. Thank you. And I'm taking a leave of this video with this theoretical discussions, and I hope I'll continue to get your love, supports, and subscriptions the way you have already been giving. And please take care of your family. Do not indulge in patriarchy, and be a little well-read and kind to all the genders. If anything, if possible, let us not create any binary on the basis of class, on the basis of creed, on the basis of skin color, on the basis of gender. And as I always say, what is gender studies? Gender studies is actually a death wish of gender. The whole crux of gender studies is that there will be no gender in the first place. Thank you.